Good evening. I'm Katie. I'm stalling for time while Kristi's in the other room. That was Donkey Kong Country Industrial Fear OC Remix number 1009 by Blind. Industrial Fear, it's a remix of Fear Factory. You can find that and many more like it over on ocremix.org. Which I highly recommend doing. Take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends beyond the binary, hello and welcome. I'm Kristi. I am joined by Katie.
Yo.
And we're going to play more Arcade Spirits.
Hey.
Which we are getting to the bottom of. There's not a lot left. We're on, I think, 7 of 8 chapters.
Yeah, I believe that was... What, two flower?
Two flower, yeah.
Two flower set?
Like the character from the Desert World novel.
Oh, I've never read that one.
Yeah. He's in the first two, and then another one later on. Anyway.
So here we go.
When we left, we were... Dekonami had taken over our arcade through some shenanigans.
By being a dick.
By being an absolute dick.
Level 7. New game plus.
And we, along with all of our friends, decided, you know what? We're going to open our own fucking arcade.
That's right.
With an emphasis on retro video games, family dining, and a third thing. What was the third thing? Ticket redemptions.
Ticket redemptions, right. But honest ticket redemptions.
Good, honest ticket redemptions.
Which there is no such thing as in real life. Don't fool yourself.
Yeah. It is the distant future year of 20XDX.
Not boop-de-boop?
It is the... You're right. You're right. It's been a while. I've forgotten. It is the distant future year of 20 boop-de-boop. And for the first time, I am entirely in control of my destiny.
Unlimited
I'm no longer merely working in an arcade. Now, I'm working on my future. Which admittedly still involves working in an arcade, but still, my future.
Where did my Coke go? I just had it.
Did you say Coke like a Coca-Cola?
Yeah. Oh,
did I lean on it? I leaned on it. I'll admit, it feels weird
to have a Coke under you.
It does feel weird to have a Coke under me. I wonder what it will hatch into. Some sort of Santa, presumably.
Santa bears.
Some sort of Santa bear. I'd grown so used to going with the flow, letting life batter and bruise me, that having a true and honest hand on the controls is a bit terrifying. Everyone's counting on me to keep the flame of Miss Francine's Funplex alive as we move into the era of Waiter Conspiracy, which is what we named our arcade.
Yep.
We named it after the event that we built it around. We called it Waiter Conspiracy, and that's just what it is now. That's... Suck it up. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for the spray bottle.
Oh.
There it is. You cut that out, dog.
And... well, honestly, I'm super anxious about it all. I want this to be perfect. I will make it so. Or it's going to be fine. It has to be.
The top one's the honest one.
The top one is the honest one, and it's the one I want to go with, I think.
I thought so. It's more like you.
Yeah. I'm nervous. It wouldn't be. There's so much riding on this... excuse me. There's so much riding on the success of Waiter Conspiracy... Family Dining Arcade Funplex. Not just a paycheck, but the hopes and dreams of all my friends. And I can't forget about Ashley's hopes and dreams, in particular.
She's a flamingo.
She's not a flamingo.
That's part of her is a flamingo.
She's both gender and species fluid.
Mm-hmm. She's got a part of her that's a flamingo.
Sometimes she's a flamingo, and that's okay.
Which part's the flamingo part?
The flamingo part. I'm not the only one anxious about this. The stress weighs heavily on both of us. I don't want to let her down. I keep waiting for the universe to wake up and notice that I'm on a roll. If Fickle Fate could take away the Funplex, what could it do to Wake Your Conspiracy? I really should have, named it literally anything else. Literally any other thing.
We were on such a roll, though.
We were on a hard roll. I know that's hardly a constructive attitude to have, but anxiety is rarely a logical thing. You can know the truth while your nerves tell you something else entirely.
Yep.
Now all that's left is to get through opening day without incidents. I did also have the last of those 8-point beers.
That's true.
On Monday, which I'm sure was part of it. I arrived early that morning to go over any last-minute preparations and make sure everything is in order. Plus, Juniper was sick of watching me pace back and forth at home after breakfast. So she lovingly shoved me out of the apartment and told me to be productive. Now I stood in awe of the building, the dream I had poured my heart and soul into. I still barely believed it myself. I paused a moment to let the reality finally hit me and then stepped into my destiny.
It looks familiar.
It does look familiar. Time shooters. Pushing open the door. I like our new carpet, though.
Mm-hmm.
Pushing open the doors to Wake Your Conspiracy, I was greeted by relative peace and quiet. Just the beeps and boops and people moving about doing last-minute preparations. We traveled a long and arduous road ever since the Great Wake Your Conspiracy. Wait, that's the name of the event that they're referencing. That's weird. That's another reason why I should have done it any other way.
Nah, this is beautiful.
Okay, good.
This is beautiful and perfect.
Gavin secured us a great rental space, an abandoned pizza place with an all-too-familiar triangular roof. Nobody else wanted it, but we didn't care about the funny shape. Work is in our favor.
Yeah, and people will look at it and be like, hey, that was clearly one of those unnamed pizza place with the funny roofs.
Where is Wizard Hut? And I really couldn't have done all the renovations this place needed without the help of our financial benefactor. Hamza proved true to his word, fronting us as much money as we needed to make this happen. Now we've got a family restaurant and arcade to rival Deco's Palace.
Alright.
Well, okay, it's very small compared to Deco's Palace, but quality over quantity. We went with a familiar layout, if it ain't broke and all that, to show that we've still got the spirit and passion that made the Funplex great, and it saves on
art.
It saves on art. I've said that, but I think this is actually 3D modeled.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 3D modeled and then it's drawn over. Like, I don't think these are skins. I think this is actually two-dimensional art drawn over polygons.
3-dimensional. Yeah. Which is wild as hell.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not all a carbon copy. We've got a few new additions that Francine would even be proud of. The video wall is a nice touch. That one was my idea. It alternates between running music videos, game promos, and high-score leaderboards. We also repainted and did a general update on the appliances and fixtures to give it a more finished feel and less of a retired pizza place turned arcade vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Naomi and Percy worked together to pick out games with a decidedly retro feel. Considering Deco's focus on tickety, gambling-ish games, this helps us stand out from the competition. We put in a lot of hard work restoring them, and truthfully, we run into a lot of problems along the way. But watching her tirelessly working to perfect them is inspiring.
Whenever we move, I really do want to look into getting a house with one room for just a few arcade cabinets.
It took some work to retrofit all of our retro game. Right, those are things. It took some work to retrofit all our retro games for prize tickets, but in the end, Naomi managed to whip up a low-cost gadget that would do the trick. Now we won't feel the pressure to move older games out in favor of profitable prize games, and those looking for spurting tickets can and will play everything.
Hell yeah.
Naomi put in lots of hard work, but she tells me it was well worth it. All of my decisions, all of my choices made this. made Wake-Driven Conspiracy what it is. So much labor and love went into this project from all of us. And now all that's left is to officially open these doors. But before that fateful hour begins, I still want to do one last check on operations, just in case. The restaurant side of the equation proved to be very complicated. I'd go cross-eyed, trying to parse the numbers of that side of the business. Hopefully it won't drive us to bankruptcy, or the arcade won't bankrupt the restaurant, or both at the same time.
Hark! The great Hamza sends his concern from his business partner.
Perfection.
Rest assured, Kristi Hailing, that Hamza has seen to all that requires seeing to. Our delicacies shall ring true across taste buds across this city.
I'm just now noticing that Hamza's color scheme is white and gold, and Deco's is like red and black. Is that purposeful, do you think?
I'm almost certain it is.
Yeah, good. I'm not sure I would consider burgers and buffalo wings as delicacies.
Hey, you've never had good burgers and buffalo wings then.
That's true.
Hamza is aware we shall never earn 5 stars with our cuisine, but we shall be the pinnacle of deep-fried foodstuffs. Today, Hamza will oversee operations. Beyond this opening today, I leave you in the hands of my capable chefs and waitstaff.
But you'll be in touch, right? I'd hate to have you jet off to, like, Istanbul, not Constantinople, and suddenly everything's on fire.
No matter what corner of the globe Hamza's travels take him to, he can be summoned at the speed of light. Well, at the speed of air travel, really. And now back to my kitchen. Our glorious future together in business awaits.
Hamza claps twice before leaving in a flourish.
Wearing this overcoat, it would be impossible not to flourish as he left.
The whole thing would just flap out. Okay, so being partners with Hamza is going to take some getting used to. Running a restaurant and an arcade is riskier than I thought it would be, but for all his quirkiness, he knows a business, right?
Ouch.
Hate this line, he's rich. Rich people are smart, right?
There is nothing true in that.
That is not a corollary. After my quick check-in, I noticed the clock. Its unforgiving hands telling me that it's not long now. Okay. Breathe, Kristi. Calm down. Everything's clearly under control. There's no need to freak out. You're just mistaking excitement for terror. This is exciting. It's a happy day. First day of Wake-Driven Conspiracy. You can do this. You can do this.
We can win this.
We can win this. We can talk to orange juice.
I like that. I hear Claude from Star Ocean 2, and then that makes you hear about talking to orange juice.
Yeah.
Which you told me what that's from.
It's from a Strong Bad email.
Okay. I still do not remember it.
I think it was from the one that started as an April Fool's app.
I bet just typing talk to orange juice.
I am willing to bet that's not going to do quite what you want it to. Yeah.
Something about new brawlers, orange juice gaming.
Yeah.
Strong bad. Guess it'd be strong.
Yeah, next
bad.
April Fool's thing. That's
There
the one.
we go. Okay.
You can do it, Strong Mad! You can talk to orange juice!
He winds up his right fist and aimed at himself. Strong Bad leans in. Wait, buddy, don't. And then he punches himself, like, through a wall.
Okay, I remember the scene.
Yeah. No. With all of us working together, we can talk to orange juice. As long as no unforeseen pulp pops up.
I was gonna say, as long as no unforeseen problems pulp up. Just flows.
It does. It does a little better.
Kristi?
No. We're gonna talk about this first.
She's She's magical. She's magical trans girl.
Magical trans guardian Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
So good.
Yep.
I'm glad that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
I watch Ashley approach me. Immediately, I'm speechless.
Magical trans envy. There we go.
There you go. This is the first time I've seen Ashley's mascot costume for Wake Your Conspiracy. She's been keeping it under wraps for so long. She's been working non-stop on this mascot idea since the Wake Your Conspiracy. Should have named it literally any other thing. Oh, check out who's on the...
I see HBK.
And Triple H.
Nice. There's apparently a lot of wrestlers into Pengy Pin.
I can't believe she managed to keep this costume a complete secret from me. I really had no idea. And upon seeing her in it, I'm overcome with emotion.
Sexy emotion?
I mean, yes, but other emotion also. It's not a one or... It's not a one or the other.
Alright, well, I think we're about to get a choice on how to describe it.
It's just so... It's so cute and perfect. It's not my style, but it's in style with Wake Your Conspiracy. Or, it's 100% Ashley.
It is so cute and perfect.
It is so cute and perfect. I couldn't say enough good things about Ashley's new costume. She looks so adorable in it. I wish I could whisk her off her feet and we could skip out on working today.
It's almost as good as the flamingo.
I'm trying to think who the other like things on that board would be, but no one else.
I saw GTC, which I thought Gorilla Typhoon for a second, but no, that's not quite right. That's not quite right.
You know, Gorilla Typhoon. He was champion for a while, and he was like he was on the commentary booth for WWF for like forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, be still my beating heart. I'm gonna need a moment to calm down. I freaking love it, just as much as I love you. I am so proud of you. It's really well done.
Teo is top on Showtime stage. What a surprise.
Yeah. I'd expect nothing less of you, Ashley. It's such a relief. With all the stress I've been dealing with in regards to the new opening, to have one thing be flawless is really going to make this opening go much more smoothly. So, I want to talk about something that I saw real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking up how to... I was doing the search for what the dip switches did, so we could get to the... I actually didn't know what they did at the time. I was just looking up what they did.
Mm-hmm.
Which led me to the Arcade Spirits Twitter. And you know I don't like going on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
But underneath the information of the dip switches, what they do and what positions they're meant to be in, directly under that was a retweet, or I guess it was a repost of some fan art that was just everyone's butt. It was just like from the back of the knees to like the neck.
Uh-huh.
And Ashley had that Space Invader symbol on the back of her jean jacket.
Uh-huh.
Which I don't know if that's canon, but I think it's a really fun choice.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think we've ever seen the back of her jean jacket. Anyway. I noticed my praise isn't having much of an effect on Ashley, though. I'd expect her to be her happy, bubbly self. She's always so excited. Okay. She's always so excited to show me her cosplays and projects, but something is different here. She's completely downtrodden.
Kristi.
I hate it.
Well, what? What? Ashley, what do you mean? It looks fantastic. It's perfectly... Before I can finish, Ashley snatches up my words.
It's so awful. I hate everything about it. The bows are all wonky and some of the stitches didn't sew through properly on my skirt. The logo is all smudged looking and my prop staff has too many faults to list off. It's horrible.
This is how I sound when I talk about my music.
Well, Ashley, calm down a minute. I do not see any of these faults you're claiming. The stress must be getting to Ashley, too. I step towards her in an attempt to ease her I placed my hands on her shoulders and looked directly into her eyes. Honestly, truly, it looks amazing. You're amazing. You're breathtaking.
You're breathtaking!
I kissed her softly atop her forehead and smiled gently. Ashley looks back at me, blinking back tears, her lower lip quivering. She swallows once before answering me.
I'm sorry. It's so awful. I've ruined everything.
The floodgates open as tears begin streaking down her face. I quickly envelop Ashley in a hug and she continues to cry into my chest. You haven't ruined anything. We haven't even opened. There's nothing to ruin.
Wow, that's a shitty line.
That's a bad way to go about that. It's in my character personally, but that's because I don't think things through before I say them.
She has said things like that before.
Yeah. I tried to make light of the situation to get her to crack a smile, but it has the opposite effect and Ashley sobs harder.
This is supposed to be your big day, your moment of glory, and here I am wasting your time and your energy. You shouldn't bother with me.
Ashley wriggles free from my arms and pushes me away.
That's just what I am. Just a waste of space. I'm nothing.
Where in the heck is this coming from? I've never seen Ashley this worked up on a serious self-loathing bender.
Admittedly, you haven't known her that long.
Not that long, no. That's not true, Ashley. You're far from nothing.
In fact, I'd go so far as to say, you're something.
You take up volume.
In fact, you're something else.
Every time I try to say something nice, Ashley fights back, refusing to accept the truth and refusing to accept herself.
I don't deserve you. You should be with someone better. Someone who's prettier, handsomer, more talented, smarter, funnier, nicer than me.
But that is you. You are all of those things. And I love you wholeheartedly. She keeps spiraling further and further into her despair, her negativity crescendoing. Normally, I have one of 3 different solutions to solve any number of problems.
Getting a little meta here.
But for once, I don't think anything I say will help this situation.
You deserve someone who's got their life together. And who knows who they really are.
Trying to comfort her again, I put my arm around her. She reacts immediately from my touch, her face contorting into a look of pain and disgust. Then you need to stop.
Ruined.
Ashley yells at me and I am silenced. As the wave of emotion crests, a pang of realization hits her that she was completely overtaken by her own emotions. She takes a breath, stifled by sobs.
Everything's ruined.
Tears roll continually down her face, hitting the unrelenting arcade floor.
Kristi, I can't do this.
Ashley's words break my heart. How can she say such things about herself? This isn't something I'm going to sit back and take lightly. Ashley needs help, just not from me. If I just keep pushing, it might push her away. What she really needs...
Hey, look, 3 choices.
Yep, there they are. Ooh, not that last one. Not most of these, honestly.
Saying these things bluntly is risky. That doesn't mean that they're not that doesn't mean that these 2 are not good things to say.
We're agreed that last one is.
Yeah, don't say that. Don't ever say that. That is
bad.
That sounds like you're telling her, get away from me.
Yeah. That's not a cool thing to do.
No.
You should consider seeing a therapist. Do you want me to call a help hotline?
I think this is the immediate. Because there's lead up to a therapist.
Yeah, there's a lot of things, and she's suffering now.
Mhm. Number 2.
I think, yeah.
All right.
That was the gutsy response, I think.
I guess so.
What would the other one have been? Compassionate, maybe?
Maybe.
Logical? Probably logical. I can see that your head's in, though.
Oh, sorry. I'm looking for a specific thing of pills.
I can see Ashley is hurting, and there's nothing I can do to help that. If she continues like this, I'm afraid for her. Do you want me to call a wellness crisis hotline for you? Just nod and I'll take care of setting things up for you, no problem. Ashley, I'm saying this seriously, because I care for you and I'm worried about you. I want you to be happy with yourself, and I want you to love yourself. Ashley's stunned as she stops crying, sniffling up the last tears. She looks back at me, shocked.
What? How dare you imply that I need help? All I need is for you to listen to me.
I have been listening to you, and I've been trying to comfort you, but you aren't seeing the reason of my words. You don't believe me.
I do believe you think that way. You're just wrong, is all. I don't need you trying to convince me otherwise. And I certainly don't need any help. I'm fine.
You are not fine. I want Ashley to understand why this is important. Many people seek help from professionals, which is true.
It's true, but she's not in a position to hear logic of words.
You're in denial is also might be true and sucks to say.
That's something
That
you'd
feels
say.
like
That's something you would say to Gavin.
Sure.
And Gavin would be like, "Oh, you're right. Call that hotline."
Or let me help you with this. I think that might just be our better play.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I may not be able to help you myself, but I can at least help you get the proper people that can. I can empathize and be here for you, but I can't guide you through this myself.
But
I know it's scary and it's hard to accept help. If you remember just a little bit ago, I had to do that too. It wasn't easy, and it took you and everyone else from the Funplex to lift me up from my rut. Without your Waketervention and the Waketervenspiracy, I'd still be lost.
and
But
we
now
wouldn't
I'm
have
here.
Waketervenspiracy.
But now we're here in Waketervenspiracy, and things are different. But I did it, and I know you're strong, and you can do this too.
You don't understand anything.
Ashley averts her gaze to the floor and sniffles.
I need to go reapply my makeup before I attend to the floor.
She completely ignores what I've said and runs off.
She does not completely ignore what you said. That's very presumptuous of our narrator.
I'm left in a wake of feelings, and I don't know how to handle this. Fortunately or unfortunately, my attention is focused on my now buzzing phone.
Beep beep.
Kristi, you should have opened the doors 3 minutes and 24 seconds ago.
Piss off, Iris. Oh, boop.
25 seconds, 26 seconds, 27 seconds.
I get it, Iris. Thank you. I will be right there.
Okay.
Iris, did you watch the,
Hey, Bad Road.
Hi, Bad Road? On phone won't talk much. That's fine.
It's all good.
Did you see
Seems
the,
like a lot of people are out today. What's up?
the thing?
Which thing?
That game? Or that guy? All those people?
All those
They
hamburgers?
made Gone Home, It's in Space, Tacoma.
Oh, I haven't seen it, no.
Oh. The AI that helps you, like, pilot your ship into Tacoma, like, has this thing where it goes, okay, to any query, and it's very cute.
Mm. It's like, what's his name? Ratsburger? From Arthur?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
He's awesome. He's my favorite character. Do you know he got married to his husband on the show?
I did.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That's after the debacle where like they showed a lesbian couple on Buster's Families from Around the World or whatever, and
Yeah, it was
everyone
weird.
in Oklahoma shat their pants.
Yeah, that episode got banned here after that.
Yeah. I hate this state.
It wasn't just Oklahoma.
No, it wasn't
You
just
did.
Oklahoma, but I do hate this state.
Mm.
Iris fades away and I close my phone. I guess I need to concentrate on officially opening Wake Your Conspiracy now. But first, I should change into a non-tear soaked hoodie. I have more than one hoodie?
Apparently, they're all.
Are they all?
exactly the
They're
same.
all exactly the same hoodie?
You're like Inspector Gadget, how he opens his closet and it's just the same overcoat.
I'm so fucking mad. Why did I buy more than one? I can't handle this.
Mostly because it's a good visual gag.
It is a good visual gag. It's like that Doug episode
Mm-hmm.
where everyone's accusing him of like stealing a style from a guy on TV.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, no, it's just how I dress. And it's like, wow, you don't need to dress like him every day.
Yeah, there's a lot of shows that have used that gag, and it's always good.
It's a great gag.
Mm-hmm.
I can't handle this right now as much as I want to stop everything and sort through this mess. I've got a job to do today. There will be time later to patch things up with Ashley, presumably. I need to at least try to put this turmoil behind me so I can focus on the first day of Wake Your Conspiracy with a smile. I really hope this doesn't pull a fucking Hypnospace Outlaw on me.
Mm-hmm.
Where very suddenly the kind of stakes are changed.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't feel good about that.
Like, it can't, right? If the storyline has to stay basically on track, because you don't have to be in a romantic relationship.
Yeah, you're right. I guess that's true.
So I don't think that'll happen.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a smaller plot going on for just this chapter.
Okay. Despite reeling from that incident just now, despite my nerves, I'm ready to do this because I have to be ready. No choice.
You're here.
I'm here. Let's do this. I've got big plans for the opening ceremony. I'm going to open the doors, give my prepared speech to the gathered masses, and stay on hand to greet gamers as they enter. Couldn't put on anything, like, good.
Same hoodie.
Same fucking hoodie. Stepping to the forefront, I grasp the door handles and throw the gates to Wake Your Conspiracy wide.
Also, this implies that you keep your hoodies at the arcade now?
It's like a Japanese salaryman. I've got a spare hoodie, like, folded in the bottom drawer of my office.
Ah, gotcha. Just in case you get tear stains.
Yeah.
Behold, gamers! I give you Wake to Conspiracy! Or welcome, friends. Welcome to Wake to Conspiracy.
And I don't know what the third one's supposed to sound like.
Wake Your Conspiracy is now open for business. So the tops is what, BioShock?
Yeah.
And then
Which
there's-
is also in reference to something else that I can't place. Second
probably.
one is Jurassic Park.
Oh, I was thinking, what's the guy with the crowbar?
Half-Life?
Half-Life 2, yeah.
Well,
Welcome to City 17.
Oh, I was definitely seeing Jurassic Park.
Okay.
Welcome, friends. Welcome to Jurassic Park.
You have that dickhead Bream on the, like, big monitors.
I thought we'd have Mr. DNA.
Hi there, I'm Mr. DNA. Wake Your Conspiracy is now open for business. I don't want to behold. That feels weird.
I kind of like that one, but yeah.
I like Welcome Friends. That seems good, and how I open the stream.
And
So.
certainly no dinosaurs will escape.
Certainly no dinosaurs will escape our arcade. That's a Wake Your Conspiracy guarantee. Welcome to all of you. I hope that
Oh no!
I was really prepared for there to be no one there. Ellipses. I don't even have time to finish one line of my big dramatic speech. The crowd spills through the doors and runs right past me, eager to get to the games.
That's what happens when you're 3 minutes late on your first day.
That is what happens when you're 3 minutes late on your first day. Immediately, the arcade fills with the sound of beeps and boops, games starting up, and people laughing with delight as they find their favorites. Well, there goes my entire opening ceremony plans out the window. I had all sorts of stuff planned, but if folks just want to get to gaming, who am I to argue? After a few minutes of final checks around the place, I decided to move into Phase 2, meet and greets around the arcade. I walked the arcade like I did in my floor attendant days, talking with folks and making sure everything's running smoothly.
And only some of them are creeped out.
Only some of them.
I'd be creeped out.
It's one of those things where, like, every single time I'm in, like, a Best Buy or something, and someone comes up to me and says, "Hey, you finding everything you're looking for?" I'm like, I'm not stealing anything. Just fucking leave me alone.
And buy for less because they work partially on commission.
Sure. Although I could probably track down Ashley, too? Assuming she wants to talk yet, which may not be the case. Wake to Conspiracy is my domain, open to my exploration. Where should I visit first? Gavin and Percy are hanging out in the restaurant. Naomi is fixing Teo's dance game, which seems to have crashed. Queen Bee and Ashley are talking with some arcade newbie.
I say don't approach Ashley instantly.
Sure.
But we should talk to her. We should talk to her at some point.
Sure. Presuming this is a 2 out of 3, as kind of they have been.
Yeah. I would say...
So which of the other ones do we want to do first?
I'm into seeing what Gavin and Percy are up to in this case, because I'm curious how the restaurant's going.
I'm also curious how the restaurant's going, and I also want to see if there's a new background for it.
Alright. There sure is.
Wow.
It kind of looks like a strip club.
This is rad. Fuck you.
I didn't say it wasn't rad. I said it looks like a strip club.
I've been in one strip club, and it didn't look like this. I admit that I don't have a good...
I've been in many strip clubs.
Okay.
I have worked in several strip clubs.
And they look
a lot
like...
of them look like this.
Well, seeing as we decided to open the new... I went in because I was looking for a job in the back doing, like, business managerial stuff.
Mm-hmm. I danced naked.
I failed my interview.
Mm.
I'm sure you did great.
I did.
Seeing as we decided to open the new arcade and restaurant in time for the lunch rush, it's difficult to spot Gavin and Percy in the crowd. But I managed to find them having sandwiches and chatting.
Tanked. Completely tanked.
Much obliged.
I'm glad for your little tip. I was ready to invest a good chunk of my pocketbook in that company. All my hard work would have tanked right alongside it. This is par for the course when my siblings snatch up tech companies. It's pump and dump in essence. They stir up excitement in the acquisition, then drop it once it goes cold. I've never seen one of their endeavors bear fruit for very long, thanks to their short attention spans. I'm glad I could save you the heartache.
Apologies.
No offense.
Because you have a congenital heart condition, yeah.
I think I can handle a few accidental heart-related puns without going into cardiac arrest, my good fellow. But it's good to avoid a pothole in the road of finance, yes? All the better for the charities who will eventually profit from my own loss.
I approached them in what seems to be a natural lull in the conversation, although the talk of finances is in itself quite a downer. So... stonks?
Ah, indeed.
Indeed. I like to do my trades in the morning before I can come to the arcade. I get all that bother over with so I can focus on Moopy. Afraid we're being astoundingly boring at the moment, Kristi. Just two overly serious gentlemen talking about finance.
Well, that's fine. I'm adulting at 110% efficiency today. having started a new business myself. I should probably learn about how, like, money works.
Oh, what would you like to know about?
Here's how it works. Money is a shared dream used to crush people.
Time is an ocean of endless tears.
The door opens inward.
So open the door, get on the floor, and be prepared to walk the dinosaur.
So investments, how do I plan for the arcade's future? Or expenses, I want to throw a kick-ass party tonight to celebrate. Or taxes, I've never had to file for a business before.
These are all very valid questions.
They are. We can probably leave off taxes.
Like, this one is going to interest Percy. This one is going to interest Gavin. This one might interest both of them.
Throwing a kick-ass party?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to throw a kick-ass party?
Hell yeah, I want to throw a kick-ass party.
Sure, let's throw a kick-ass party then. I plan to run a chocolate fondue fountain, a DJ, and a bouncy castle for tonight's closing party. How can I file those as business expenses?
I'm not certain even my accounting wizardry could protect you from the IRS on that one. It does sound like an excellent shindig, but I think I'll pass. Chocolate gives me gas. Regardless, you shouldn't worry too much about the arcade's finances. That's why you hired me, after all.
The two sink deeper and deeper into conversation about currency exchanges and fiscal policy and tax rate changes, and I start to lose consciousness. I admire their passion, but there's only so much adulting I can handle in one day, and I need to reserve some for later.
This game dates itself by saying adulting. No one says that anymore.
Yep. Nope. No one does that. Who would? No one, no one. Ever. It's then that I noticed raised voices at a nearby table. Oh, hey, it's these.
It's tiny young girl and also a very unhappy fellow.
It's not really an altercation or an incident yet, but they are talking a bit louder than others.
She's got the main character shading, he doesn't, so you know, he's not going to stick around.
In fact, I think that's the same, I think that's a palette swap of the bartender from Echo's Arcade.
Not a palette swap, but I think he's in the same position with the same facial expression.
Mm-hmm.
They switched out his clothes and his hair. Miss, I've run your credit card twice, and it was declined twice.
Man, this sucks.
Run it again. I'm telling you. What was her voice? Was it like this? Is this right? This
Maybe.
sounds right. Run it again. I'm telling you. It was working just fine earlier. I got tokens using it. See? You see the tokens?
She also has a card. Sensing an opportunity to provide excellent customer service and further prove my adulting chops, I step in to help. Hello, good morning, I'm the manager here. Can I be of some assistance? He looks awfully familiar. Have we met before? Oh, right. I invited her to check out my arcade, didn't I? I guess that's why she's here.
In my arcade.
In my arcade, where I asked her to be.
What's up?
Hey, good to see you. I love what you've done with this place. I just love it. But something's wrong with your credit card readers. My card's legit. I was using it earlier with no issues, but now it's all messed up and stuff. Can you help me? I mean, I can pay cash if I gotta. I'm not trying to duck and run on you, but I'd really prefer to use the card.
Sure, we'll try to run the card one more time. Or, you know what? It's on the house with our thanks. Or, Iris, can you help her out with this issue?
I'd try running it again. That's always the first go.
Sure. I agree with Bad Road that adulthood is a myth.
It really is.
You just get more stuff to do. Yeah, let's just run one more time. Kind of strange how her card isn't working. Not sure I want to really go too far with this. Better to trust the machines designed to verify transactions instead. I'll stick to the standard policy on this one. Let's try the card again. I'm sure it was just a momentary outage.
Okay.
She fidgets a little bit, checking her smartwatch briefly, before passing the card over to be tested again. With a shrug, our employee passes it through the portable card reader. With a shrug, our employee passes it through the machine again, and this time it beeps to indicate success.
See, no problem at all. Hey, thanks for your help. Big thanks. I'm really looking forward to playing these games. I can't believe how much sweet retro stuff you got. See, I've had this, like, actual problem. Someone will run something or test something I'm trying to trade in. Like, I was trying to sell my PlayStation to a game store in Norman.
Yeah.
And they tried it. They said, well, we tried it with our test disc. It doesn't work. It's broken. No, it was literally working 5 minutes ago, and he would not test it again. Would not check if the disc was broken.
Uh-huh.
So we just took it to somewhere else, and it worked fine for them.
Obviously. I am happy to help. Huh. I guess it really was just a momentary outage, and she's totally not hacking a credit card with her smartwatch or anything. Just as a
it's fine.
Just as a what if. With that matter settled, it's back to wandering the arcade. Where to next?
Now we should go see Ashley.
I agree. Near the center of the arcade, Ashley is showing off her new cosplay to Queen Bee. I know she has her misgivings about it, but people are really digging the costume. She's got a decent crowd of people around her. And that, combined with the normal fans that surround Queen Bee, we've got ourselves a pretty nice gathering. Seems that one new customer has garnered the attention of Queen Bee and Ashley.
Yep, there he is.
Hey, shy kid.
Hey, it's Wheeler. It's Wheeler from Captain Planet.
I think I remember them from Deco's Palace when I was getting some fries.
It's the same ghost on both kids' shirts.
And someone was hogging the bartender's attention? Yeah. And I'm pretty sure it was the same ghost from the... You remember at the Max when the, like... There was a cut-in the video wall?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was that ghost also.
Yeah, they're hacker kids. Hey, look! Hey, look, kid! A real-life in-the-wild newbie!
Hiya!
Welcome to Wake to Conspiracy. We're so happy to have you join us for opening day.
Despite her earlier spike of depression, she seems to at least be able to keep up good cheer for the customers, even if it might be fake.
Thanks.
As much as I'd like to pull Ashley aside and talk things over with her, it's probably not best to air dirty laundry in front of the customers. I'll just wait until it's a more opportune moment.
I really like the heart monitor vibes.
Yeah, at the bottom.
Not just the bottom,
oh,
but
yeah.
the shoulders, too.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Child, yes, you, young one. Tell Kristi here what you told us. That I've never used a joystick before in my life. I mean, I've mostly been to Deco's Palace or played games on my phone, touchscreens and stuff, that's all. I've never really been much of a gamer, but all my friends are here today, so I was figuring I might try one out.
Whoa.
Never, not even once played on a joystick. Can you believe it?
Yes, we've all been there. No point in faulting them for it now.
Oh, but that's just too cute. Oh, to be young and innocent again, they're talking about a penis. They're making penis jokes.
Oh.
And don't worry at all. Wake to Conspiracy is the right place to learn. We're a friendly, inviting sort of arcade. No mad skills required. Here, it's all about having fun. Oh, yes. And you know what's super fun? Learning how to play Fist of Discomfort.
Queen Bee, don't...
You shouldn't start someone with a Fist of Discomfort.
Don't wreck this poor child.
Trust me. You'll love it.
Hmm.
Want to go a few rounds? I'll even spot you some tokens.
Seeing Queen Bee's con, Ashley quickly tries to offer something else.
Nah.
Or you could join me for a round or two of TMNT TM. Nothing like a friendly cooperative brawler game to ease you into things.
Nope, no way.
Best way to learn is to jump head first into the deep end, I say. No regrets, just mashing buttons and moving that joystick. And when you're starting with the hottest title, you got a built-in community to learn from right at your fingertips, and they will not harass you and swat your house or anything.
Don't even fucking worry about it.
But turtles. Turtles who are ninjas.
Looks like I might need to jump in and persuade this kid to choose a game. They look like a deer trapped in headlights. So, before these pop up, I don't know what these are going to be. But we're going to have 3 choices, and one of them is going to say TMNT, one of them is going to say Fist of Discomfort, and I want to go with TMNT unless the third one is Cubert. Stuck in the crossfire.
Crossfire!
You'll get caught up in the... Oh, Fast Cars 5.
Lame.
You'll get a fast car.
Ashley's right.
Yeah, I think. Let's start you out right. 2 buttons, 1 stick, endless fun. Ashley, want to show our new
They just
friend the...
will not stop making sexual jokes, huh?
Huh.
Sorry, go on.
Vagina. Ashley, do you want to show our new friend the majesty of mutants named after famous painters?
Oh, do I? Let's go beat up some conveniently bloodless robot ninjas and get shell-shocked! Okay, lead the way.
And gone. There goes my chance to talk with Ashley, although I'm not sure she wanted to talk with me right now anyway. Another time, perchance.
We saw from the scoreboard that made her happy. Because you trusted in her decision.
Yeah. The newbie seems happy with this decision, even if it's just because they get to play with Ashley, who's a bit less intimidating.
Ah, shit. I was looking forward to decimating that punk quite a bit. In a good-natured way, of course. I'm still learning from my teammates in 4HK, and I'm eager to pass some lessons on. Okay, I'm going back to beating the crap out of fodder. You have fun out there, okay? You've earned this day through your blood, sweat, and tears. Hopefully more blood than sweat and tears, but you get the idea.
Time for me to mosey on.
Not the same thing. Oh, I guess we get to do all 3 after all.
Okay. Most of the time I'm drawn to Showtime stage. Huh, okay.
Showtime stage.
Most of the time I'm drawn to Showtime stage because of the flashing lights and the hip beats, not because it's completely silent. No music at all.
Wow, that's not even in demo mode.
No. As I approach, I see Naomi feverishly working to fix it. Seeing the whole thing without tunes synced to its flashy lighting rig is going... Flashing lighting...
Some of the writing is hard to read because it's in some very non-standard grammar.
Yeah, but that's fine. Seeing the whole thing without tunes synced to its flashy lighting rig going is kinda depressing. And listening to Naomi mutter as she works, she undoubtedly feels the same way. I think it's more that I'm just straight up cold reading. I'm not trying to read ahead even a little bit.
I mean, I'm having the same trouble and I read the whole thing before I start reading usually.
Yeah.
It's not wrong grammar by any stretch of the imagination, but it's not standard grammar sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's surprising.
This
was working fine earlier. Why isn't it working now? Oh!
Fortunately, Teo is proving surprisingly knowledgeable about the inner workings of his favorite game.
You may need to re-image the hard drive. I know some gray area websites where we can get a replacement copy of the files if needed. This is the 3rd release version of Showtime Stages software, right? Those are easier to come by than the more modern 4th version, oddly enough. The files aren't the problem. I think the hard drive itself was damaged in shipping. And if so, well, you might not be able to dance at all today. I'd have to order a new one. I'm sorry, there were just so many games to get up and running. I must have missed the ticking time bomb of a hardware failure. Hey, it's cool. I don't need to get my groove on all the time.
Showtime Stage is one of our flagship games. It's flashy and it's exciting, and Teo's dance moves bring the crowd in. Getting it working for opening day is priority. Teo, do you know any, quote, sources, end quote, for Showtime Stage hard drives?
You know, winky face.
Or, Naomi, can we pull a hard drive from a different game and reformat it? Or, can we roll out a different game to replace it temporarily, which does not fix the problem?
No. I mean, we could go to Deco's Palace and just steal one.
We could just steal one. We could just steal one.
I'm curious about compatibility between hardware.
But we could steal one.
So number one, then?
I think pulling a hard drive from a different game is probably the smarter and quicker choice. But we could steal one.
Number one it is.
Okay. If you know where we can get the files discreetly, what about the physical drive? Teo, do you know where we could, steal one?
We were right. We're gonna do crimes again.
I love crime. My favorite past crime.
As a Showtime Stage community manager, of course, I cannot advocate third-party mods in official Showtime Stage hardware. But I could probably hook you up with a few friends in town who develop their own homebrew replacement hardware. Isn't it just a standard hard drive? I bet I could wrangle up something that'll keep us rolling for a few days while Naomi orders a true replacement part from the corporate HQ in Japan.
Yeah.
That'd work. I bet I could doctor it to look official too, just in case. I'll make some calls. You can count on me. We'll have this running in like an hour or two.
So it'll take a bit of time, but we'll get our stage back in working order. Good. Good. And we did a crime. Maybe we'll get through opening day without any major problems aside from this.
Oh no!
Oh no!
I hate him!
It's Cowman.
It's whom?
It's the Cowman.
It's the cowman.
It's the Cowman from fucking Fruits Basket, the one that's a cow.
I've never seen that show.
Oh, because they're all zodiac animals, or you
Yeah.
meet a lot of the zodiac animals, and the one that's a cow looks like this. Not the hoodie, but everything else. Literally everything else.
Also, he's also got a shitty hoodie.
Hey, if that were anyone other than Kyo, he would have gotten hurt. So don't do that in real life, okay? Who the hell are you talking to?
This is what gamers look like.
You may not like it.
But this is peak gamer.
This is peak gaming performance. Before I go, I spot a gamer who's been watching, super curious about what's going on.
Hey, is Showtime Stage really hosed?
I respect you, and I understand why you've done the thing you've done, but I do hate it. For now, yes, but we'll have it fixed up as soon as we can.
Aw, man. I wanted to get my groove on. That's a bummer. You know, I might know a guy who knows a guy who can get you a replacement for super cheap. Or like, any game you want, anything. As long as you know, don't ask too many questions.
We're trying to compete with a guy who has corporate spies. We don't need to get into obvious copyright infringement.
Yes. Thank you for your generous offer, but we're fine. I'm getting the feeling I'd be asking lots of questions. Or, by super cheap, do you mean in fenced goods?
I say we go with that one. We just ask too many questions right off the bat.
We just, completely blow the shit?
Yep. You good with that?
Yeah, sure. Well, this is dodgy, to say the least. So Superciliously cheap games have supercilious origins. I'm not sure I want to put stolen goods out on my arcade floor.
Stolen? No, no. Lightly used. Previously owned. But, you know, it's cool. It's cool. No worries. You do you, fam. But if you do want to hook up, you look me up, okay? I'll be here all day. I like this place. It's got a little bit of everything. I'll just come back later to wow all the ladies with my hot style. This man has never seen
It's true. This man has no dick. Sorry.
Later.
He's never seen a...
He has never seen a ladies.
Never once has he seen a ladies.
See, it's because of the sunglasses. You can't see through those.
Oh yeah, the shutter shades?
Yeah.
I don't know how people do see through shutter shades, to be honest with you.
Like, you can see through them, but your vision is very obstructed and it's terrible.
Mm.
And it makes you look like a tool. There are not too many fashion things where I'll say, yes, that is universally terrible. That is basically my one.
It seems like a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
That was odd. But as he fades back into the crowd, I decide to move on. Where should I visit next? Before I can continue my wanderings, Gavin pops up directly in my path.
Whoop! Stop whatever you're doing and look toward the door without making it look like you're looking for anyone specific.
Okay, what am I pretending not to be looking for?
Ms. Jean de Femme.
I have no idea who that is.
It's true, he's some sort of rodent. The top arcade critic in the city. Her reviews can make or break an arcade easily. I just saw this episode of Amphibia, thank you. Why does every show have to have a top food critic episode?
It's easy drama.
I didn't think she'd be coming today, as normally some little independent arcade is beneath her interests, but apparently she's made an exception.
They did it in Twin Peaks.
They sure did.
I'm sorry for what I've done.
If we don't want to end up smeared across every website she writes for, I suggest you go play nice and show her all the positives of Wake to Conspiracy.
Okay, I'm on it. Best foot forward.
She's the redhead near the entrance with a handbag, by the way. Best of luck.
I easily spot her, thanks to Gavin's cues. Considering this morning lacked the usual chaos I had experienced my first day at the Funplex, I'd say we're off to a great start, and I'm sure this reviewer will appreciate that.
No, she won't. She's snooty.
Wearing my most professional smile, I stroll over to the entrance.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
it's
no.
the mom from the start.
Oh, that sucks!
Oh, it's the horrible mom.
Oh, she sucks so bad!
You! I remember you!
Oh no. Oh no.
My dear, wonderful Josh had a miserable time in your arcade at that birthday party. You just stood back and let that horrible woman say terrible things about me.
Well, this arcade was fun while it lasted. Might as well burn it all to ashes. Build a new arcade on those ashes 100 years from now after this blows over. Before I can try to defend myself, she holds up a hand to stop me.
Now, while I should go full on Ash the Cat.
Okay. I don't know what that means.
Now, while I seriously question the wisdom of allowing you to run the arcade, and would love nothing more than to give you 0 stars and walk away immediately.
That sounds like it hurts to do.
Yeah, I'm going back to the old one.
Okay.
I am unfortunately committed by ethical standards to say and properly review your establishment in a relatively unbiased fashion. So as unpleasant as this may be for both of us, I suggest we remain professional. Even if you've dug yourself a rather deep hole to climb out of,
In my view, understood?
Please give me a piss off option. Even if I want to go on a tirade or chew her out, I've got to think of the arcade. This isn't some rando angry parent. Not this time. It feels like I'm chewing ground glass, but I need to swallow my pride on this. Understood.
Excellent. What I need from you now is to stay out of my way.
Get a load of this.
No special treatment or consideration. I need to observe your arcade as a disinterested outside party, which is why I've drawn attention to myself, so that I can judge your facility and atmosphere.
We did go over to her.
But then she started yelling.
She did start yelling.
But rest assured, if I see some egregious mistake, I will bring it to your attention pointedly. My readers, likewise, will become very aware of your shortcomings. I do my best to support consumer activism, and that requires absolute honesty on any difficulties I observe. So until such time as I require you, I suggest we speak no further. Agreed?
Sure, fine.
She's a cartoon character of a critic, you see.
Yeah.
As you were then.
Wonderful. Just wonderful. Not only does she hate us right off the bat, but I can't even leap to the defense of what we've built here without antagonizing her further. I may need to talk with Gavin about how to save Wake Your Conspiracy from an inevitable negative review. There's nothing else I can do now but pray to the arcade gods that everything from here on out goes perfectly.
Is Q*bert an arcade god?
Who's on the Mount Rushmore of arcade?
Pac-Man and Mrs. Pac-Man.
Pac-Man and Mrs. Pac-Man, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Ryu, probably?
Yeah, that's a good one. A Dance Dance Revolution arrow. The left one.
Okay, for me, can we use the plughead robot that used to be in DDR when DDR still had characters?
Sure.
Okay. I think we need one more.
There's a lot of iconic characters, and I'm kind of sifting through them.
I'm hesitant to do another Namco, is the thing.
Namco was like the king of the arcades in the 80s, is the thing.
Yeah, which is why they own all the arcades now, the ones that still exist.
How about the Penguin from Parodius / Antarctic Adventure?
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
All right.
And then
Or
once
we could just do Vic Viper.
Yeah, fine. And then once we once the Lakota Sioux get their land back, we can pitch that as a way to change the mountain.
Yeah, they're still corporate mascots in the end, though.
You're right.
As much as they are lovable corporate mascots, they still are corporate mascots.
You're right. Let's find a new thing to do that with. I don't suggest we hash that out right now, but that's something we should talk about.
Yeah.
Once again, I wandered the floor, but this time, while it's all smiles and pleasantries on the outside, I'm left all alone, battling my thoughts.
In your time of need. Had that song stuck in my
all
head.
alone.
I've had that song stuck in my head for weeks now.
I'm pacing and racing and walking the floor.
Very nice.
Thank you. Nope. This is certainly not helping my anxiety, mind you. Hey, is the demon dog in chat?
Hey, what's up,
Hi, Xenon.
the Neiman dog?
Neiman dog.
There we go.
That's a thing you've said.
It sure is.
Good. Being under a magnifying glass means anything that can go wrong will go wrong in spectacular fashion. Reported on across every arcade enthusiast website in existence. No, wait, stop. Bad thinking. Don't assume things will go wrong. Besides, the morning wasn't too eventful. Who's to say the afternoon will be a disaster? 3, 2, 1.
Fade in.
I was really expecting it to be like the bit from Planet Terror where they're like, okay, we're getting ready to do this thing. And then like the tape cuts and then there's just real missing and it comes back to the building on fire. And then the afternoon was a disaster. I knew I'd spoken too soon the second I saw Gavin approaching me, with a tinge of worry furrowing his brow.
Utterly ridiculous.
It shouldn't be possible for us to be out of nachos in the vending machines this fast, and yet we are.
I'm concerned with how far to the right he is.
Yeah, there's gonna be some more people popping up.
Yeah.
I have receipts for ordering exactly enough to fill them up, and yet there were only a few bags in there. A missed delivery, perhaps?
And that was the least of our problems.
Who ate the nachos? Kristi, we have got an electrical problem. 3 of the retro games have shorted out. I don't understand. I tested the power supplies, outright rebuilt a few of them. Unless someone is seriously scuffling their sneakers and shocking the coin boxes, we are talking a failure somewhere in our electrical wiring.
Calamity after catastrophe. They just kept piling up.
What?
All the toilets stopped working. Literally, all the toilets stopped working. We need to call a plumber fast, and not the one that jumps on turtles.
Anxiety rising.
What are we gonna do?
Hmm.
That doesn't make any sense. I'm freaking out. I'll admit that. I am freaking out. Maybe we should close down for the day, iron out the wrinkles, try again tomorrow?
We're absolutely being sabotaged, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
We are
100%.
hastily losing our grip on things, and if I don't say anything, we may as well call it quits.
I knew those kids were up to this.
I don't think it's the kids.
Oh, I think it is. I think they're working for him. That's why they were at his arcade.
It sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I must refocus our energy. Command the troops, relieve tension, ask for help. You called for help, but no one came.
All prayed.
Do we want to command? I don't want to go out and ask for more help. Do we command everyone, or do we put everyone at ease?
I'd be asking for help.
Oh, okay.
So it's your choice between the two.
What help would you be asking for in this situation?
I would literally be going to each person asking what they could do about this and if they knew anyone else that we could call to come in and reinforce.
Yeah, okay, sounds good. Okay, we can, look, I know you're all looking at me to be the leader here, but I'm not the expert when it comes to any of this. I need your help. And you, I trust you. Each of you knows how to deal with problems like this. If you really dig deep and think about it, what do you think we should do? The group exchanges nervous glances, and then, thankfully, stops to breathe and think.
Ooh.
I will become the plumber we need! I mean, not exactly, but I'll grab a plunger and do what I can. We'll have to close down the bathrooms for now, but I'm sure we can convince one of the neighbors to loan us theirs, maybe? I'll check next door with them before I go do battle with our demonically possessed toilets. And while I'd say this vending machine issue is human error, I have enough faith in my own error checking to say this human is not responsible. I'll make some calls to our distributors and see where the chain broke down. Also see about ordering some quick replacement stock. Mine's a bit more complex. I need to replace the fried power supplies, but okay, I can do that. I can do most of those today. Meanwhile, I'll put a feeler out to the indie arcade community online. See if we can get an electrician with arcade experience out here quickly. And the thing is,
these are all things that look like they could be accidents, but clearly aren't. There's too many happening at once.
There's too many happening at once, like just after the arcade reviewer who wouldn't normally have bothered with us showed up for some reason.
Mm-hmm. And there could be a shipment stolen, or the order may have been changed down the line. The toilets are a very easy thing to clog. It's very easy to fuck up a toilet.
Yeah.
And as far as a short in the wiring, that can be done as long as you have access to basically any wall with wires behind it.
Yeah.
With the right devices, you can fuck that up. And in an arcade, any little fault can fuck up one or more of your machines.
Yeah.
It's very important that you keep that wiring in good shape.
So Xenon, real quick, what's happening? Hi, Riz. Let's also clue you in on what's happening. So we started our own arcade with a focus on retro games, and there's a restaurant attached to it. And it was going really well throughout the morning, and then in the afternoon, a critic showed up, and immediately things just started shitting all of the beds. Every bed we have is shat in.
We've also got 3 kids who share a symbol, 2 of which we definitely saw at Konami's palace.
That's true. And we probably would have seen the 3rd one if we had done the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an interesting fact to note.
We were being sabotaged. Hey there, Andy, too.
Oh, right. Also, Ashley had a severe bout of severe, I didn't know if I wanted to use that word, a severe breakdown about her costume, although it's probably not about the costume, it's about a lot of other things.
It's about her.
It's about her. We haven't stopped to explore that fully. We're trying to keep everything level.
Mm-hmm.
And then we will probably get back to that at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. I've been meaning to get back into online groups, and even if it means popping my head up in a crowd, I'll do it.
Okay, good solutions, people. Those are good solutions.
I won't be able to work the floor line taming our restrooms, Kristi. Are you good with covering for me? Things seem to be getting more intense as the day picks up.
You 3 focus on your task at hand. I may be the boss, but I was a floor attendant originally. As you know from less than a month ago, I can handle whatever Wake Your Vinspiracy throws at me. Also, it's still called Wake Your Vinspiracy. I'm regretting the decision. Got it?
Gotcha. But I'm changing out of this first. I don't want to get poo water all over our new mascot. Toodles.
Sorry, I'm rolling a thing. I probably shouldn't.
I'm on it. You can count on me.
I'm happy to see Ashley at least seems to be in better spirits. Even if she doesn't realize it, I'm glad to have her passion and lightheartedness inspire those around her. With all 3 busy, that leaves me in charge of every problem that may emerge for the rest of the afternoon. No way to tap out with someone to help me on these situations. I need to work fast to hit every problem before it's too late. I can't leave any stones unturned this time. There's no risk of letting something spiral out of control. But I'm ready. I mean, I have to be. No choice. Feeling freshly invigorated, I start my floor trek. There are problems all around me, but what should I tackle first?
Do 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 do. Floor track.
Yeah. Cursing and banging as someone beats up a machine.
Cursing and banging as someone beats up a machine.
Okay. You're still trying to go the distance.
I am. I can't stop.
Okay. Ticket after ticket streaming out of an unattended game. The video wall keeps showing pictures of bunnies?
Mm-hmm. You see? That's the one that really gives it away.
Yeah. You know, bunnies are cute and fine, and that's good. I think first thing I would want to deal with is the tickets.
Mm-hmm. I would be more worried about this guy.
Someone's going to take up the tickets, the unattended tickets,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to get the 360 off the wall that we bought just for this. And we hoped we wouldn't have to give away and or replace.
All right. It's retro.
It's retro. A small crowd has gathered near one of the retro arcade games we'd fitted with a ticket dispenser. I guess we're doing all of these, so it doesn't matter, but Brain thought that was the biggest problem. One of which is spewing an endless supply of tickets onto the floor.
Ugh. That could be a memory fault because of how this would have to be rigged up.
The high score display keeps flashing, but rather than a number, it just flashes error again and again.
Yep.
No,
Hold it.
No way.
Okay, everyone, obviously this is not supposed to be happening. It's a bug. Nobody, and I mean nobody, takes these tickets on my watch. Got it? Good old Queen Bee. Oh, kid. Good thing you showed up. You're pretty short-staffed today, huh?
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. The arcade critic over here. Oh, right. This is the arcade critic. She's that terrible Karen from, like, episode 2.
Mm-hmm, the shitty mom.
Yeah. We thought it was weird that she had art.
She's not shaded, so I didn't think she'd show up again, honestly.
That's exactly what I wanted that arcade critic over here. This is gonna make for one hell of a review, I suspect.
Don't worry, Queen Bee, your arcade enforcer of justice, is on hand to pick up the slack. Now help me find the plug so we can shut this thing down.
She's like a Stepford Wives version of Jessie from Team Rocket. Oh no. Jessie's fun. She's not fun. Good thing Naomi's instilled some of her arcade fixing knowledge onto us since we've known her. We find the plug tucked neatly under a flap of carpet and yank it out. With the ticket ceasing, the crowd gets bored and leaves. That'll at least stop it until we can delve deeper.
Mostly problem solved. Alright, I need to get back to my game. Good luck figuring this out, okay?
It's probably just a random error. This is experimental new hardware. These little boxes Naomi made, which add ticket outputs to 1980 boop games. Although, Naomi did do a bunch of double and triple checks to our hardware. She assured me it'd be fine. And since she's busy currently, I've got one option to turn to for technological assistance. Iris, can you check the security camera footage? I want to know who played this game last.
Dun dun dun.
Iris online.
Already on it. I've been analyzing the video feeds ever since I saw the error. It looks like the person who broke the game was a tall man with blue sunglasses.
You think he did this on purpose?
Considering I'm seeing him literally pick the coin door lock and mess with the internals, yeah, I'd guess it wasn't an accident. 99.97% sure it's not an accident.
It's odd, though. He didn't even take the tickets, he just crashed the machine and walked away.
So you don't normally reach through the coin door to fuck with the internals? There's usually a back hatch on these things. I can't explain his motivations, but that would be accurate, yes.
Thanks, Iris. Time to get to the bottom of this.
Oh no!
It doesn't take too long to track the guy down. For starters, there's his rather unique fashion sense.
If by unique you mean exactly the same as the other kids, yeah.
He does look like he's got a mask on, but apart from that, he's a...
Just playing it safe.
Yeah, okay. Makes sense.
The pandemic going on like 30 years ago.
Also, the way he's glancing left and right, checking if the coast is clear before kneeling down to futz with another lock. Kinda hard to give him benefit of the doubt, or even a second chance. He clearly broke the rules of the arcade. Although he looks like the sort who could break me if I break the news to him badly. I should choose my words wisely, ones that involve me staying in one piece.
I don't know, he looks kind of skinny to me.
Don't do that, please. It's against the rules. Keep that up, and I'll call the police.
No.
Sir, I'm afraid I need to ask you to leave. I agree. We do not call the police.
This or one, but this is gonna make you sound scared, which is what you don't want when you approach someone.
That's true.
I think 3 is probably the best.
It's the better choice out of these, yeah. Which annoys me because we've been choosing a lot of basicallys this chapter. I think that's on us. Sir, this is a Wendy's. Sir, this is an arcade. No sense letting this guy off the hook. We keep this simple and clean. That's the way that it's making me feel tonight.
It's hard to let it go.
It is hard to let it go. Sir, I'm the manager of this arcade, and I'm going to have to ask you to leave now. Immediately, he straightens up, looming large over me in rather threatening fashion.
I'm sorry, what was that? Manager? You telling me to leave?
You heard me. At first, I think he's going to bounce me out the door instead of bouncing himself, but with a growl, he backs down.
Fine, your call, buddy. Here's a loan.
And he walks right on out the door without another word. I'm left in a state of utter confusion at our exchange.
Oh, he was terrified.
That seemed suspiciously easy.
Mm-hmm.
But a win's a win. With that in the bag, I quickly look around to see if there are any other nearby problems I can address. Do we want to do cursing and banging or video wall?
Probably the cursing and banging is more urgent, but this would get us a clue, probably.
I think we're going to do all of them.
Let's do cursing and banging first, then.
Okay. As I hear the clang and bang of someone assaulting a cabinet, I see Percy holding up a finger to grab my attention. I motion for him to join me, and he does.
Thank goodness. I tried to grab Ashley, but she was in a hurry, brandishing a plunger like it was some sword. So much going on right now.
What's happening?
Some hooligans working his way down the retro games, yelling at them and smacking around the joysticks like they're speed bags. I swear he was going to knock over our joust TM, and that's how hard he was shoving that cabinet. People have been avoiding going near him ever since he started raging out. It's causing quite a scene.
I'll take care of it, Percy. Thanks.
Be careful, love. I don't like the looks of this one.
He places a hand on my shoulder in solidarity before leaving. This happens more often than you'd think. Somebody getting so mad at a game they just start smacking the cabinet around.
So pro gamers is still pro gamers.
Pro gamers got a pro game, I guess. It is an amazing shirt. That's the character from Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze.
Yep, I'd wear it.
Unlike pinball, which will go into tilt mode to punish you, the only justice to be found here, dramatic pause, is my justice. I am the arcade law.
I am the law.
On the nope, can't do that reference anymore. Please go ahead.
You stupid fucking piece of shit game. I totally jumped over that fucking barrel. Fucking stupid monkey fucking his fucking barrels.
Even
I
if
think I've met this guy.
Even if, well, I'm a little less than eager to bring the law down on this guy. I'm in awe at the size of this lad. Probably eats 6 whole hams for breakfast and bench presses pickup trucks for fun. He does not look that thick.
No, that's the thing. These have been 2 real skinny guys.
But I know my duty. I know what I must do.
Fuck Donkey Kong.
I must fuck Donkey Kong. You break it, you bought it, or okay, that's enough, you out now. Or I need to ask you to stop that immediately.
This was effective last time.
It was. But this guy's angrier.
I don't know. This is still the one I'd go with. You stand up to a guy like this, they'll usually back down.
Sure.
Especially if you look totally relaxed. That scares people.
Let's keep this simple. Sir, we have a strict policy against damaging our games. I need you to stop that immediately.
And who the fuck are you, huh?
Oh good, just what I needed right now. From the corner of my eye, spot Miss Defame watching. I better stay cool. I'm the manager here, and I have the right to eject any customer abusing the games. I suggest you play nicely if you want to stay and wake your conspiracy. Is that understood?
You little...
But, oddly, his attention is diverted to something or someone behind me. It's only for a couple of seconds, but his whole demeanor changes after that.
Fine.
He storms off, deciding he'd rather have the last word than argue it further. I turn to see who or what exactly changed his mind with a sharp glance, but the crowd's too thick. whoever or whatever it was is gone now. And Mr. Fame returns to the crowd without a comment, hopefully quietly approving of my law-bringing. That was odd. I guess a win is a win. I need to quit saying that. Let's run the ad break,
Alrighty.
because I don't think we can get through this next one in like a couple of minutes, so that's fine. Just before the ad break, we have some things we want to talk to you about, which is that Black Lives Matter, that Indigenous lives matter, and the lives of people of color matter. Protests are ongoing in this country as Black Americans fight for basic human rights. It is a massive civil rights movement, and I hope that it does nothing but escalate. We have some commands in chat underneath Bang Donate. We have links for places that are getting protesters and people affected by people more affected by racism than we are. Things they need, whether it's bail or food or travel out of dangerous situations or legal fees. Those links will lead you to organizations which are helping with that. Underneath Bang Taylor, there are organizations that are helping to people directly affected by the death of Breonna Taylor, a Black woman who was killed in her own home by police who were looking for someone that they already had in custody.
Is that true? They actually had the person in custody already?
Yes.
Ouch.
Yeah. I don't need to tell you that that's terrifying. And it's going to take a lot of work for that to not be something that ever happens again. And how that happens is all of us working together, because racism and white supremacy is all of our problem. So if you can't give money, as some people can't, find some way that you can put your energy towards the civil rights movement, whether it be just signing petitions or signing up for ride shares, getting supplies to your local Black Lives Matter chapter. Anything that you can do is good to do. That's it, I think.
All right.
We're gonna run the ad break. It's gonna be 3 to 5 minutes. Join us back then.
All right, we have returned.
I got these M&Ms.
She's got these M&Ms.
I got these M&Ms from Ollie's. They're crispy mint.
Mm-hmm.
They're very good. I should find a place to put them.
There is no place you can put those down.
No, hang on, I got it. I'm gonna reach over with my body and grab this toilet paper to create an ablative layer.
Ah, ablation.
Yeah. I'm gonna fold that up and then put it on top of this relatively flat thing.
A case of Switch games.
And there,
All right.
sorted.
The video wall keeps showing pictures of bunnies.
A talking cat?
A talking cat.
The retro television-based video wall was an idea I came up with during renovations. Naomi runs the whole thing off of a cheap mini computer too. It's practical and inexpensive, and it just gives the perfect amount of flair.
Raspberry Pi. Raspberry. Hey, Bad Road. Glad to have you
I'm glad
all
you're
the way with us.
I'm glad your internet is back. And I've been pretty proud of it up until this moment. For some reason, it's showing a nature documentary about cute and fluffy bunnies instead of retro music videos and arcade high scores.
Aw, this is better though.
It's like the old video screen from the olden WWF days, yeah. Not that bunnies are a bad thing, necessarily. There are so many worse things that could be playing. But it's still not playing what I want it to play. Something's amiss.
But the bunnies are a hit.
As I'm hunting around for the remote control we keep at the prize desk, Teo approaches.
Bunnies, huh?
Yep. Bunnies.
Interesting choice, Kristi.
Not my choice, Teo. I'll have it fixed in a minute.
Okay, cool. I was wondering if we'd suddenly experienced a paradigm shift in arcade theming or something.
I'm Dr. Johnny Fever.
The bunnies are really cute, though.
Grabbing the remote, I flick it back to channel 3, which should take the video feed from Naomi's system.
Instead, porn.
And it flips back to the bunnies on channel 5 a few seconds later.
Why is it picking up channel 5?
Persistent, what, ABC?
Persistent, aren't they? Almost like the rabbits themselves.
So I click back to channel 3. And no, once again it reverts back to 5. Okay, we're clearly dealing with a master hacker, one who can modify Naomi's system despite having no physical access to it.
You're using a remote to change
Or
it.
literally anyone else with a universal remote.
Uh-huh. They're just standing across from you, pointing a remote at the TVs.
An individual capable of truly hacking the planet.
Yeah. Or it's a prankster with a universal remote. I got one of those myself. Helps me turn off overly loud TVs in bars that drown out the beats of whatever game I'm playing. Not that I would ever do that, mind you, but just in case. But with great power comes great responsibility, and clearly whoever's forcing us to watch this lacks the latter. How about I go subtly check the crowd to see if anybody's got a clear line of sight and is pointing a gadget at the video wall every time you change it?
I'm strapped for help, so I'm not going to deny Teo's offer. Sure, go for it.
Put tape over the sensors.
How have I failed to truly appreciate Teo's arms before now, right? He's got those arms that you get when... So I don't know if you know this particular move, but if you've been around DDR for a while, you've seen this move where someone puts their... Like, they brace themselves, like, on the back guardrail with their arms and just kind of go buck cherry with their feet so that they don't have to worry about falling over when they're trying to do something incredibly wild. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm just making sure it wasn't just me. The war for remote control continues for another minute, back and forth from music videos to documentary about rabbits. And now it's showing them mating, which I'm seriously hoping does not count as pornography, or it'll be yet another black mark against us with a certain arcade critic. It's only been a few minutes, but it feels like an eternity of copulating lagomorphs before Teo returns.
Found him. Orange jacket, standing near the pinball section.
Thank you, Teo.
No worries. Anything for you, Kristi.
I roll up the sleeves on my hoodie, ready to put an end to this.
Aww. That's not an orange jacket.
Not you.
That is not an orange jacket.
It's not an orange jacket. Wait a minute, isn't this the arcade newbie from earlier?
Yep.
It didn't seem like a troublemaker at the time. What's going on here? No, it's definitely this kid. I can see the tiny plastic gadget in their hand briefly before they pocket it. Perhaps noticing my approach, the teenager rolls stealth and gets a natural 1, resulting in an awkward and obvious attempt at looking like an unimportant part of the crowd.
I rolled a 3! Hey guys! I rolled a 3! That's an Order of the Stick reference.
That's really getting close to being over.
I haven't read it in 10 years. I can't believe it's still going.
The crew and Zycon are finally in the same place again after like a literal decade.
Yep. Is that a deep cut? It is absolutely a deep cut. That is an Order of the Stick reference from probably over 10 years ago.
It's like the It's very early. It's definitely the first arc. It's like the 6th comic
Uh-huh.
where they're trying to stealth past a thing.
Yeah.
Hey, hey, hey.
I didn't do anything. I mean, hi, good to see you again. What's up? How are things?
So smooth. So fucking smooth.
I'm pretty proud of that line read.
Given this living bundle of nervousness, I'm not sure I feel like coming down like a ton of bricks on the poor kid. But rules are rules, right?
This is when we gotta deal with Softer because he's clearly the newbie of the group.
Yeah.
Or the ringleader.
Excuse me, would you kindly stop doing that? Got a thing for bunnies, huh? Cute. I'm afraid I need to ask you to leave.
I'd go with the middle one in this case.
Yeah.
You gotta know who you're dealing with.
What's up, Doc?
What?
Okay, friend. Bunnies are cute and everything, but stop messing with my video wall. I don't want to have to kick you out of here. Got it?
Okay, sorry. I wasn't trying to cause trouble. I mean, I was trying to cause trouble, but... Yeah, okay, I'll stop. Thank you. Bye!
And they're gone, slipping back into the crowd. That was weird. What's going on here? I decided to look around a bit more, hoping for some clues. What trouble should I investigate next? Before I can continue my quest to purge my arcade of evildoers, I'm interrupted by an onslaught of hardworking staff.
I knew it, Kristi, about our missing inventory.
Oh.
When I get my hands on whoever did this, found the electrical problem, Kristi. Sabotage! Sabotage and treason! An enemy agent walks amongst us!
Okay, so we might have some insight as to what's causing all the messes, but it's a chaotic jumble right now. One at a time, please.
Our suspiciously low snack inventory was indeed not human error. The delivery truck never arrived. It was routed to a garbage dump due to computer error, or as I suspect, malfeasance. And malfeasance explains our electrical problems too. Remember my joke about someone scuffing their feet and shocking the coin boxes? No, that's actually what happened. An external shock, not a grid failure. Someone's got a battery or some other shock prod and is using it to crash games. Must be the same someone who flushed a bunch of wadded up paper towels and firecrackers down the toilets. It is a war zone in there. I was able to dredge up some super gross chunks of it, but we'll need a professional plumber for the rest.
This is all sounding way too suspicious to be random acts of hooliganism, and it also ties into what I've been handling on the floor.
Hooligans!
Hooligans! I had to deal with pranksters all afternoon, too. Even had to kick a few of them out the door. I've been so busy playing firefighter, running from blaze to blaze with a leaky bucket, that I haven't been able to put the pieces together. Except that they were all, like, dressed almost identically with the same...
Same ghost.
Come on, Kristi. Kristi, I need you to be better. I need you to be better than this.
Also, did you notice how the girl's the only one who's not in the uniform?
She's got the ghost on her...
Got the ghost
On
on
her
a
shirt.
t-shirt instead of on a vest over a hoodie.
Yeah.
She's the only one dressed differently, and I think that's very strange.
But now it's clear, and I know what I must do.
That means either there's some, subconscious, what's it called? My brain is not getting to the word. Misogyny going on, or she's the ringleader.
Mm-hmm. If you will all pardon me, it's time for Miss Haling to go kick some ass. Good work, everyone. Wrap up your tasks, I'll handle the pranksters. Or, I think I've got an idea of who's behind all this.
Come on, gang!
If we can set a trap for the arcade spirit...
We can take off its mask and realize it's actually Konami. Wait,
Deco.
Konami. There we go. I was thinking Konami, but no, that's two on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
One of the first two, certainly.
Yeah. I think I want to praise everyone. Good work, everyone. I'm proud of you, but the job's not finished yet. Gavin orders replacement inventory. Ashley, find a plumber the best we can afford. Naomi, finish up replacing fried power supplies. As for me, I'm gonna go have a word with our miscreant.
You know who to blame for this mess?
I've got a pretty strong suspicion.
Go get him, Kristi.
And with a nod of solidarity, or... not... Noddle there. Snoddle. Solid. All of us split up, each on our own mission to thwart the ne'er-do-wells. Just abandon it. If it's not working, send it to hell. I'm not particularly thrilled to begin this confrontation. My nerves haven't stopped jangling since this morning, but, well... my friends are counting on me to lead. To be the responsible one. I can't foist this off onto Gavin like I might have done with Funplex.
Yeah, Gavin. Here. Hoist.
Batterer says, it's simple. The fans make the pranksters slip on the soapy water and fall on the spring-loaded ironing board, which launches them into the laundry machine. Finding my quarry isn't particularly difficult. She's been in the background the whole time, watching and waiting as I ran around trying to put a lid on the mayhem. Her eyes study me as I approach, grinning ear to ear.
Hiya. Hi. Hello there. Figured it out, huh?
Yeah, I can't say I understand the why, but at least I know the who.
Yeah, they're the ones who sing that song that goes, yeah!
Well, here comes the new boss. The matching fashion style was a pretty big clue. That was a great joke. That was a great joke I just did.
I don't understand the joke.
That's the next line from We Won't Get Fooled Again that
okay.
comes from.
Okay.
And
So
I'm the new boss because I'm the manager of the arcade.
Okay, I get it now.
It's
It's
really
just-
good. I did a really good job.
I don't think anyone knows anything about that song except for the first.
We Won't
the
Get
first
Fooled
three.
Again?
Yeah,
It's
I'm
like
pretty sure. Yeah,
it's a really, really well-known song.
yeah, but everyone forgot the rest of it after CSI Miami.
See, I got a couple sentences of the old boss in there.
Nah, everyone forgot it after CSI used it.
Eh.
Now everyone just remembers. Yeah.
The matching fashion style was a pretty big clue.
I guess a formal introduction's in order. Yeah, okay. The name's Sue. Natural-born leader. Hacker extraordinaire. And leader of the Ghost Monsters.
Oh no,
Hottest
she's a
gang
middle-class
on
white
these
girl.
streets.
She leads the Ghost Monsters,
Ooh, like from Pac-Man.
like from Pac-Man.
Pleased to meet ya.
She playfully curtsies, her wicked smile never ceasing.
And yeah, I guess my friends were a little wild and crazy, leaning a bit heavy on the pranks.
They're just a couple of wild and crazy guys.
Eh.
And okay, you booted some of us out. Not all, just some. That's cool. I mean, it's your house and your rules. You're the sheriff here and you laid down the law. And I respect that. Let me make it up to you, okay?
Sue steps back and taps a button on her smartwatch.
Three guys look like the same. They
I
look
told you
so-
they look so goddamn much like the same person.
You say to them, you want an ice cream cone? All three of them say yes.
And then there's the shy one who just says, yeah, I'll take some ice cream,
I,
thanks.
I would also like some
I'd like some ice cream,
please.
thank you, please. Yes, thank you. Yeah, exactly. They're the ghosts from Pac-Man.
Oh, they actually are.
Yeah,
huh?
it's Pinky, Winky, Blinky, and Clyde.
Did you say winky?
No,
That's a British word for penis.
it is a British word for penis. What's the other one?
Blinky.
Right.
Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde. Oh god, she should be green though, because then she'd be kinky.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but she's Sue because that's the other orange ghost.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Wait, where's Tim then?
Um,
Because you know, if you're
I
gonna
think
have
I think
Miss
Tim
Pac-Man-
I think Tim Katzerow is dead.
but if you're gonna have Clyde and Sue, you should have Tim as well.
Okay. From the crowd of gamers, her whole gang assembles. Even the ones I told to get lost.
Gang, this is... What's your name again?
Ms. Hailing.
Gang, this is Kristi. Kristi, this is Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde. Wow, she actually said it. I thought they were going to leave that to our imagination.
I guess not.
Now then.
She turns to face her ghost monsters.
You were all very, very naughty, and I'd say she's owed an apology. A big fat I'm sorry from each of you. Don't you agree?
Each of them mumbles a semi-coherent, semi-sincere apology.
Yeah, whatever. Sorry. Real sorry. Gosh, I'm so sorry, Miss Hailing. Really sorry.
When they finish, Sue faces me once again.
Each of them used a reference to the AI of their counterpart in game.
Oh,
Yeah.
There. Everybody's sorry, which means
They all
everybody's
acted
forgiven.
like their ghost
correct?
counterparts.
Because, and this is me being real with you, I like this arcade. I really do. It beats the crap out of Deco's Palace, that's for sure.
So is Sue? Yes, Sue is the orange ghost from Ms. Pac-Man, and Tim is the orange ghost from Pac-Man Jr.
I can easily see this being our new home, you know? I admire what you've done with the place. It's totally awesome, and I'm really looking forward to coming back. Again and again. I definitely don't want to end our first day here on a sour note. No. I'm so glad we can communicate like adults. Apologize for being naughty and move on.
She's creepy, and I'm not sure she's supposed to be, like, skin crawly on the level I'm getting from her. I do not like this kind of person at all. They are manipulative.
yes, clearly.
They think they are owed everything.
Um,
Now, okay, we may still ruffle a few feathers while we're here, but that's cool, right? I'm sure you understand that it's all fun and games. Nothing personal.
No, I think it's intentionally creepy, but I'm not sure it's supposed to be quite as skin crawly as it is.
So, what do you say, friend?
And that may be
All's
on me,
forgiven.
how skin crawly I'm getting from this.
I certainly don't like her.
She must be super creepy, because I can tell when I'm bad. That's bad road.
Xenon feels creepy also.
Alright.
I pause, taking in everything Sue rambled on about.
The thing is, characters like this in other media are often portrayed as the anti-hero.
Uh-huh.
So that's what's throwing me off.
Ellipses. Let me get this straight. You scare our customers, mess with our television sets, terrify the help, smash up and short-circuit our games, burn the locals, clog our toilets, a multicolored galaxy, redirect our mail orders. Come back here after I explicitly told you to get lost, mess with our ticket payout systems, and you want me to smile and let you come back tomorrow. My words barely faze her, that grin still lingering.
Yep, that sounds about right. I love this arcade, and I think we could be great friends. What do you say, partner?
Waiting for my response, she holds out a fist to bump.
Are you fucking kidding me?
So all of them are... Oh, hang on. Are you fucking kidding me? Of course not. Sure, why not? I absolve you of all your arcade sins, lol, no, get out. If you truly love this arcade, you have to stop causing problems. Or, rules are the rules. If you can respect them, you can stay.
The thing is, she won't be able to. Oh, but then you have the option of possibly having her as an ally against the person you're actually fighting.
Yeah,
We've got the audience on 2, though.
yeah, they're pretty hard on too.
Sure, why not? I absolve you of all your arcade sins. Lol, no, get out.
I like lol no.
Mm-hmm.
As the duly ordained arcade pope, I hereby absolve you of all your sins. In the name of the frog, the monkey, and the holy yellow circle that eats all the dots. No, actually, you're all banned from the arcade. Get lost, or I will find sterner ways to get you out of my store. Get wrecked, kid. And Sue just laughs. She laughs and laughs as if I've posted a funny cat video, not made a direct threat.
Oh, friend, you don't want to get the pigs involved. No.
No, I don't.
mean,
That's why I
if
changed the
you really
line.
feel you need to, go ahead. Call them. It's cool. We'll go quietly. And be back the very next day.
Yeah, you need to hire a security guard.
I think I know who this person is, and it sucks.
We've got friends in high places. We don't sell drugs or weapons. We sell information. And information, as a currency, is far more valuable than what other gangs trade in. So just smile, nod your head, and say, "Yes, Miss Sue, you and your friends are always welcome here."
Girl, you have lived in the suburbs your entire life. Your unhappily married parents have been taking care of you and giving you money without ever paying you attention. You have no idea what a gang is. You watched a movie once.
You don't want to see what I can do with the push of a single button.
So now you're threatening me.
I'm just telling you how it is. What you do now is entirely up to you.
But before she can continue her tirade, we're rather rudely interrupted.
What? I love them.
I also love them.
Oi!
Oh my god.
Ew.
Oh my god, they're Yankees. That doesn't make any sense for a gang in America, but I don't care.
The hell you think you're doing here?
The thick tension that surrounded us melts away, redirected to the new challenger. All eyes glare towards them.
Oh, great. Okay, Kristi, hold that thought. I got business to attend. Damn right you do! Ghost monsters don't operate south of 23rd. You damn well know this is lovely chainsaw territory. Get lost or get tossed.
If I wasn't confused before, I sure as heck am now. All I can do is watch this unfurl before me. With a clap, Sue summons her buddies to her side.
I'm sorry, south of what? I don't recall signing any non-compete agreements with you darlings.
Ghost monsters for life!
Oh, ghost monsters? This locker room gossip queen is disrespecting your fearless leader. What do you say to that? Nobody disses Sue on my watch. Nobody. Yeah, and I ain't scared to hit a chick. I'm an equal opportunity socially maladjusted individual. Okay. Think you got your answer, ladies. Now then, let's rumble. La 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 la.
Well, to their credit, they didn't throw the first punch, but we're talking Ha didn't shoot first levels of moral high ground here. Immediately, the ghost monsters and the lovely chainsaws are at each other's throats, grappling, punching, and shoving each other. A baseball bat gets swung and clangs off the side of a racing game. Soda cans are thrown, someone uproots a chair near the snack machines, and that goes flying too. It's chaos. It's complete and utter chaos.
Nami sent both of these sets of people here, didn't he?
I don't know. And it needs to stop. Now. Iris!
Yu-Gi-Oh! Already calling the cops, Kristi.
As for me,
Yeah, that's a great idea.
yeah, they're very well trained in de-escalation.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, when you start out the day anxious about what the future may bring, once that future goes completely to poop, well, that anxiety just fades away. There's nothing oddly freeing about seeing your world crumble around you. There's nothing left to fear. And that means I can swing into action ready to face it. Priority 1, get the customers the hell out of here. Gavin and Ashley are already on that. I join in, trying to funnel the panicked crowd of kids and gamers out the door and away from the carnage. Kids can be gamers too.
What do you want them to be?
Anything can be a gamer. Gamers can be anything. Gamers can be anything. I have a video I need to show you later.
Okay.
It's this way! This way! Hurry!
In an orderly fashion, please. Out! Everyone out!
The fight spills into the restaurant area, fortunately well after anybody eating there had failed on the place. This just adds greasy french fries to the mix of crap being thrown through the air at the opposing sides in this gang war.
Damn it! I'm not letting that buck get away with this.
Until now, it's been the world's sloppiest barroom brawl. Teenagers flailing at each other wildly, generally wrecking the scene rather than each other.
Wow, she's just got a gun pointed at the camera.
She does just have a whole-ass gun pointed at the camera. But now she's pulled out a gun. Not some arcade light gun, but a real-life shooting and killing gun. This isn't happening. Why are you there?
She looks terrified. She looks terrified. She looks mildly annoyed and surprised.
This isn't happening. This cannot be happening. But this 100% is happening, though. The leader of the lovely chainsaw gang raises her weapon and takes aim at Stu, trying to end this. But her target is conveniently tucked behind Miss Defame and Gavin. If I don't do something, someone's going to get seriously hurt. My mind races. Calm acceptance washes over me. This is how things will be. No helping it. One chance to do something good in the midst of all this chaos. Time slows for me, like I'm trapped in a dream state. Pure instinct takes over, and I start running towards them.
This is chaos control.
I'm so mad. I'm so mad right now that you said this is chaos control.
The Chaos Emerald!
What? Protect Gavin, protect Miss Defame, or protect Sue.
What? None of that makes any sense. Like, this is not how this works.
Okay. No, if we're going to, like, tackle someone to the ground, we should tackle the chainsaw girl.
Mm-hmm. I'm legitimately angry at this choice.
Yeah, it's not good. I'm not happy about it.
There's been a few places in this game that have made me feel like this, and I am legitimately angry at this one. This is maybe the worst. Like, the way that they handle, like, romance
Yeah.
is very uncomfortable. This is much, much worse.
Yes. I mean, so what do we want to do?
Gavin.
I mean, that just makes sense.
I don't give a shit about the other two characters in any shape or form.
I kind of don't either. Like, not that I want them to be shot. I would rather no one get shot.
Mm-hmm.
But
Gavin's the one we want to get shot the least.
yeah, out of these three. So, sure.
Get down! Dude. Back! Everyone back! Someone call an ambulance! Holy shit! What did you... I was aiming for Sue! Pigs! Pigs! Run for it! Stay cool and wipe the footage first. Do it! Stay with us, Kristi. Stay with us. Help's on the way.
Oh, hey, Francine. I just wanted to make a dream for everyone to enjoy. That's all. Was that so wrong? What you would have done. What you did do for all of us. But I guess no good deed goes unpunished, huh? It's the Hailing family curse.
So, the thing you were afraid of happening did happen, just in a really wild and roundabout way.
Yeah.
The stakes changed, just not in the way it looked like was gonna happen.
Yep.
You've a
Yo.
strong spirit, dear. You'll get through this, I know you will. But for now, you'd best wake up. There's still more to be done.
Slowly, very slowly, I open my eyes. Soft beeping of medical monitoring greets me, as well as an angel in white, or an angel in a white lab coat. While they're no heavenly being having the requisite number of human eyes, they do appear to be my doctor, armed with nothing more than a clipboard.
Also, less than 1,000 wings. Also, looking at them does not drive me to the brink of madness. Angels are wild.
Please, says Andy, tell me the terrible hoodie stopped the bullet. Let it finally be good for something.
This is the second terrible hoodie, though.
Yeah.
We had to change out of it.
Yeah, we had to
beginning.
change into our backup terrible hoodie because we cried all over the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Biblically accurate doctor. I'm still a little hazy as they briefly explain the situation. Thanks to my wild theatrics, I startled the shooter enough that her bullet missed its intended target and instead went into my leg.
Leg bullet.
Which hurts like absolute fuck shit, but apparently resulted in a surprisingly clean shot that I'll recover from in a few weeks easily. 2 days in the hospital, a week or two on crutches, some limping, and then I'll be back to 100%.
Yeah, in about 1.5 years, yeah.
And more importantly, nobody died. I can live with this momentary pain if someone else gets to live, period. So, could have been better, could have been worse. The doctor, having given me the report, leaves to treat the other patients, but before they do, they inform me I have a visitor.
Is it Gavin or Sue?
At least as a plus side, I just wonder who it is.
Oh, it's Ashley.
Ashley peeks around the curtain, enclosing me and into my makeshift hospital room. Her face speaks volumes about how rough a wait this has been. Her cheeks are stained with tears and there are dark circles underneath her eyes. Has she been here the whole time?
Yes.
I smile weakly to her and she instinctively rushes over to my side, clutching the bedding, tucking me in. Fresh tears plop from her eyes into the sterile bed.
Nope. I thought I was never gonna see you again. I thought I was never gonna be able to hug you or touch you again. I thought I'd lost you forever.
I gently lift my hand up to her face and wipe the tears away. Her green eyes look into my own as relief washes over her.
I forbid you from ever getting shot again.
A light chuckle escapes my lips. Gladly? Trust me, I have no plans for anything like that anytime soon. Seeing Ashley so upset over my injury hits me right in the feels. Instantly, my regret over our squabble washes over me.
Oh yeah, because you went for Gavin, that gave a direct shot to the leg. I wonder if Gavin was like the only good choice. That's possible, but I think it probably would have the same results regardless. But would change some dialogue.
Ashley, about before I can say anything else about the events preceding this, she beats me to it.
I decided to see a therapist, just so you know. I've had episodes like that before, but this one was too much for me to handle. I don't want to feel like that again. Like I'm a failure, even when part of me knows I'm not. I want to be strong for you.
Ashley,
We got that juice!
if we'd chosen to protect Sue, would the game have killed us to teach us to make better choices? You are strong. I want to be strong for you, or I'm happy that you are getting help.
Number one's real good.
I also think number one's real good. You're the strongest person I know. To go out and do what you do and express yourself so freely, that's strength itself. I love you for you, no matter what, and that'll never change.
Thank you, Kristi. I just want to be the best person I can be.
I place my hand on hers and squeeze it tightly.
Squaws.
You already are.
Squaws.
My hand. You squazzed my hand.
I sure dipped.
Moving her hand slightly, our fingers intertwine, and she squeezes back.
Do you mind if I talk at you for a minute?
Please.
I've had too much time to think about everything while you were out. And I don't want you to ever feel the way I felt waiting for you to wake up. It was awful. For so long, I've struggled to accept myself. Who am I? Who will care about me if I don't fit the mold? Why do I feel like I have to care? I let the pressure and insecurity wash over me. And when my costume wasn't up to my specifications, it broke me. I couldn't cope with all the emotions I had put on myself. I hit rock bottom back there. And even though it may not seem like it, you helped me. And now I'm going to try and help myself.
I really didn't do that much. Besides, I should have made you a blanket for it. I could have discussed it more respectfully. I'm glad to have you in your time of need. The second one, because all of our choices were bad.
Mm-hmm. But the first one, because blanket for it.
The first one is fun because blanket for it.
So number 2?
Yeah. I feel like I pushed and prodded her a little too hard. Dealing with those emotions is difficult, and I apologize if I didn't give it its proper eloquence and respect. I'm not the best at discussing things like that either, and it took all of you dragging me out to the Waiter Conspiracy, the event, not the arcade that we now own, for me to get out of my own depression.
Honestly, you pushing the topic is exactly what I needed. I was able to look outside of myself and really see what's going on. And if it hadn't gotten to that point, I might not have made this decision.
Seems like we're even, then? You help me when I'm depressed, and I'll aid you in any way I can.
Even Stevens. Let's continue loving each other fully and wholeheartedly.
I've never stopped, not even once.
Me either. Well, I should let you rest. You need to heal up.
You're probably right. Ashley smiles and turns to leave. She gets 3 steps out, stops, turns back around to face me, and brushes back. Leaning over, she places a kiss on my lips.
You are the best.
Before you go, just know I will continue to support you as long as I'm here.
And you're going to be here a long, long time.
In life, not the hospital.
I got shot.
Yeah, not...
I got shot.
Yeah, as long as you're here, as in alive, not
Sure.
as long as you're here in the
Ashley.
hospital bed.
Ashley, I got shot, though.
Don't forget, no more gunfights.
I didn't want to be gun fought. I remember.
Okay, for reals, I'm leaving this time.
Love you.
Love you too. Bye.
I was really hoping for an Adam bye.
Bye. Seeing the person I care for the most certainly was a boon to my spirit. Now if they could only do something about the food here.
Yeah, it's like all jello with skin on it. It's gross.
Skin. With my heart calmed, my body finally tells me it's exhausted. I snuggle into the covers as a yawn escapes me. Just as I'm about to roll over and drift off to sleep, another visitor drops in. It's likely well past visiting hours, but with no small amount of both dread and relief, I'm glad to see her.
Ms. Haley, a word, if you will.
Shut up, Karen. I try to straighten myself up from my pillow backrest. Time to put on my professional front, even if I'm in excruciating pain.
Hey, I do that every day.
Okay, I should start by explaining that what happened today isn't exactly indicative of...
I should hope it was.
It is hard to disguise the disbelief on my face.
I love arcades where people almost die.
What?
It seems I've misjudged your character based on an initial unpleasant interaction. But what I saw today, clearly, you're no fool nor a coward. I let my need to protect my family override my better judgment. How absurd to paint everything you've built at Wachter Venspiracy with that brush all over such a small matter. I saw you selflessly throw yourself in front of that bullet, and I still sound like I'm angry about it. You didn't have to do that. You chose to do that.
She's got resting bitch larynx. I don't use that word a lot, but I think it was very funny.
It's indicative of someone who isn't simply in this for the money, as so many in the industry are. You protected your friends and co-workers. That's an admirable act of heroism, and one I'll not soon forget. I suppose I've become a bit jaded from all those eager to cash in on the arcade scene. All the large-scale arcades I have to review tend to be very impersonal and cold.
So, you were impressed with our arcade?
Well, let's not go that far. I can't say I was thrilled with the amount of mayhem and disaster going on even before a gang war broke out. But I will also say I've only ever seen the amount of mayhem and disaster once before. It's highly unusual, to say the least. The last time I reviewed a small, up-and-coming arcade similar to yours, everything went wrong. It was the Funplex.
Yeah.
Everything. I wrote my review in an honest fashion, and as a result of my scathing pen, the place was sold and closed down within a month. Sold to a notable figure in this industry. Oh no, it wasn't the Funplex then.
Ah. Wait, you don't mean...
Yes, Dekonami. He was using me. Such is the fate of any arcade which dares to stand up to him. Your prior business, the Funplex, only escaped being devoured by being far too small to be worthwhile. Sadly, your enthusiasm may have put it in his crosshairs. And if you cannot tidy up your reputation after today's affairs, Wachter Venspiracy will be next. Dedication to taking every line read to 11 is my favorite thing. Why, thank you. Overacting is my specialty.
Again and again, torn down by Dekonami. This time he didn't even have to lift a finger. By pure coincidence, the ghost monsters wrecked everything before he could exact any revenge. All he has to do is swoop in and buy out what's left of our dreams.
However, I've come to a decision. Given I was a first-hand witness to your troubles, which were clearly not your fault, and given your willingness to put even your own life on the line for your arcade, I'm going to tell my editor I need more time, that I want to return in 1 week to get a more accurate and mature overview of your operation. 1 week since you looked at me. That's the best I can offer you. This is a difficult hole to climb out of, Ms. Haling. Even aside from earlier trouble, having a gang fight and a shooting transpire at an arcade? Well, the press will feed on this. Even if I was the only press present and accounted for, they'll dig, and they'll speculate, and they'll chew on your delicious, tasty bones.
No, I need my bones.
If your arcade survives that initial onslaught, I hope to write a proper review which can lay those concerns to rest. But I'll offer you no more second chances, maybe third and fourth, but no more second chances. No more reasonable doubts. Best foot forward when I return or my readers will know the truth.
Understood.
Okay, I kept you from getting shot. I had a bullet in my leg. Understood.
Then I'll leave you to your recuperation.
With a curt nod, she turns and leaves the room, leaving me with my thoughts. 1 week since she looked at me. I've got exactly 1 week, drop my eyes to the side and said I'm angry, to completely rebuild our reputation and clear the good name of the Waker Conspiracy. Otherwise, it's game over. For all of us.
I can't remember all the things I said when I was drunk. Please tell me. Please tell me why.
Yeah, that's probably the same song.
Yep, 100%.
You've cleared level 7 of Arcade Spirits. A winner is you. Now let's see your score. You're proving to be a gentle, sweet, and compassionate soul. Also, you've scored 21,600 points. Woohoo! And now, let's have one last pizza fact. 62% of Americans prefer meat toppings on their pizza, while 38% prefer vegetarian. That seems like an awfully high number, 38%. Honestly, knowing the Americans that I have known. Everybody loves different kinds of pizza, and that's a beautiful thing. Although you can't even get anchovies here. Like, there's no place that even has anchovies for pizza in Oklahoma. It's wild. Do you want to save your game before proceeding to the drumroll, please, the final level?
Yeah, I guess. We should probably quit.
Mm-hmm. Could have one more stream ready to go next week.
Yeah.
It'll be 1 week.
1 week until the next stream. Da-ba-da-ba-da-da-ba-da-da-da cream. Right?
Yep.
That's how it goes. 1 week by the Bare Naked Ladies.
Yep. That's the lyrics.
Okay, good.
Tonight is the night I fell asleep at the wheel.
Apparently there's a dietary shift between now and 20xdx. That makes sense.
Ah, gotcha.
I prefer Light Up My Room.
That's a better song.
It's a very good song.
It's a much better song than 1 week. 1 week is very close to being one of their worst.
Yeah. So thank y'all for joining us. I have been Kristi, joined by Katie.
Yo.
We are 2 of the 5 women who stream on this channel, along with Katie's sisters Annie and Alice and Sue. And we stream 6 days a week on the channel, so if you wanted to interact with the follow button in whatever way feels comfortable and appropriate to you, you'll be able to see when we go live and check out all the stuff we're doing throughout the week. Let's run down the schedule for you so that you know what you're getting into. Tomorrow is Tuesday, and Andrea is going to keep playing
The Final Fantasy Legend.
Makaitoshi Saga, Final Fantasy Legend, Evil Tower Densetsu.
Close enough.
Okay. I did it.
Hooray.
I did it for real once.
You did. You even pronounced Toshi basically correct.
Okay. So that's that. Afterwards is Wednesday. Wednesday is going to be Sue playing more Monster Hunter World with Mox. Do you know what they're going to be doing?
I think they're going to do the Final Fantasy plotline.
Oh, that makes sense. So
Either that or start Iceborne.
So join in for some post-game content. After that is Thursday, which will be Alice playing more Paper Mario, the Origami King. A fold above, a cut below.
A crease between.
A crease between your wicked eye. We're just getting all of our early 2000s music references in tonight.
Mm-hmm.
After that is for Friday, where Katie will be playing a game.
Something.
She'll play a video game.
It'll be a surprise.
It'll be a surprise, and I'm sure it will be fun. Saturday we don't stream, although Xenon will probably be playing more Hitman 2
John Hitman.
on twitch.tv/XenonFiber.
And check out all those schedules there on the schedule.
Yeah, if you go to schedule.truck.community, you can see all of our schedules, not just the one that I'm currently parodying back to you. And then Sunday will be our community day stream that we do with our friends.
Probably more World War Z. Not that one.
Might be more World War Z.
Oh yeah, Andy, you gonna keep trying for Saturday, or are you gonna settle on Sunday?
Either way, Andy's going to be playing Sonic Adventure 2 to the best of our knowledge currently.
That's a very bad fun game.
It's a very bad, very fun. It's a very bad, very fun game to be playing with your hands, or to watch someone else play.
Mm-hmm.
And Andy says he's going to try for Saturday, so
All right.
set it up. We also have a YouTube where you can go back and watch our previous content. We have literal years worth of like weekly streams, like almost daily streams. It is thousands of hours worth of stuff if you need just time. If you need something going on in the background while you're working on real stuff, we got you.
We got you covered.
We got you. There's all sorts of games that we play. We play all sorts of different things. So there's sure to be something that'll interest your pickles. That's a thing people say. And then I think that's everything we need to say.
I think so.
So that's it. Thank y'all so much for joining us. And until we see you next time, stay safe.
Peace.